Those who are dating very attractive people, what is it like? Let me ask my husband. This was many years ago. I was dating a very attractive woman. We were walking down a long hall at a mall headed to the movies. It was so weird. Everyone looked at her. Men, women, young, old. The guys glanced, the women just looked. Women were the only ones who stared. Then I realized she lived her life like this. I honestly felt bad for her. Honestly, I forget how attractive he is all the time until random strangers stop him on the street and tell him how good-looking he is while completely ignoring me. The compliments come from both men and women of all ages. An elderly lady who must have been at least 81 stopped and said, "Well, you sir sure are a handsome one." But they most often come from bearded men who preface their comments with "I'm not gay or nothing, but I just have to tell you that you are one good-looking dude." He finds it all kind of embarrassing, but I find it hilarious actually. I'm a woman, in case anyone's wondering, and my BF and I are both in our 30s and have been together for 7 years. I've dated a couple, but there was one close to a decade ago that I still think about. It was a classic case of out of my league. She was arguably perfect naturally, no cosmetic surgery. Everywhere we went we got service immediately in crowded bars lounges. But what I really remember was the amount of eyes on us at all times. Both men and women. And I'm no fool, I know exactly what everybody was thinking. HES dating her? I say dating loosely. She was a model in town for a shoot, lived in South Africa I believe. Connected on Tinder, met her for coffee thinking she'd be completely self-absorbed and boring, totally judging a book by its cover. A morning coffee date ended like 10 hours later and she extended her trip by close to a week, packing from her hotel to stay with me. At this point I'm just rambling thinking about her, haha. What was the focus on this thread again? It's like making love to the man in the mirror. Pretty privilege is a real thing. So many opportunities have came my way because of the hot guy I was dating. Best seats in restaurants including excellent service and free drinks. People would actually move out of the way for him in a crowd. Just so many perks. I am attractive. My husband is on some other level. It's been uncomfortable for him quite often and humorous for me. I did get elbowed out of the way by a glitter-covered sex store employee so he could stand next to my husband while we were purchasing sex toys for our marriage. That one was over the top. We had a dinner once interrupted because people thought he was Tom Cruise. It's just something you live with. Try to laugh. Every time I see her my penis gets the tingles. She's beautiful. The most naturally attractive person I have seen in my entire life. I want to cherish and protect her and keep a smile on her face. Pretty great. Helps that she's super sweet, way smarter than me and just a genuinely funny and kind person. I'm very lucky. My wife is very attractive, I'm average and have muscles. You kind of just get used to it though every now and then I see her and I'm like wow. Everyone flirts with them and I think they're so used to it they can't tell. I stare at him a lot and I smile when girls hit on him. I'm a lucky lady. Okay, please read as this is, I promise, true. I'm a maybe above average guy with a good job. Always dated okay girls, pretty and all, but I always wondered what it would be like to see behind the curtain where the 10 girls live. I would go through my local Starbucks occasionally and one day the new window barista stopped me in my tracks. She was this perfectly blonde, huge blue eyes, killer body girl who just happened to have a sparkling personality. We became friendly acquaintances and started dating. I discovered she had turned down 2 written contracts to pose for Playboy. I mean, not to be rude, but she's so pretty it hurts your eyes. Anyway, it's all true. Life is completely different for them. Kind of like the Seinfeld episode. Imagine walking into any room and you are the best looking person in it. You walk to your table in a restaurant and people stop eating to stare. It's a rush to be with her, like, I imagine being with a celebrity. So, I highly recommend it. I have no idea why she fell for me. But head to toe, and yes, even her features a 10. My ex-wife was knocked down gorgeous and a fitness competitor. She too was a police officer and was invited to pose for Playboy for a Women in Law Enforcement edition. She actually went to the mansion, however wasn't accepted. Had she, I could have gone for the actual photo shoot. I digress, it is good in many aspects and very shitty in others. You are at the gym working out, even though you are standing there. Men come up and hit on her constantly. I had one guy actually physically push me out of the way to get to her. The comments I heard were horrendous too. I've opened said I am a black man, she is white. We've been places when women will, out loud, say she is only with him because he has a big cock. I am not particularly attractive, at least I think so. I routinely have people ask me, what is she doing with you? Also because of this, when we went places, men would still try and pick up on her with me there and she wearing a wedding ring. They just couldn't believe this gorgeous white woman was with me. So, it's a curse and blessing. Physical attraction wears out after a month or two. Then one day you wake up and realize that you actually have to spend time with that idiot. Balance is required. Non-stop catcalling and stares by total strangers. Creeps follow and linger around. Uber drivers and shop owners tell me I'm a lucky man. Random kids tell her she's the most beautiful Disney princess they've ever met. Even male friends ignore their wives to compliment her, which induces the wives to ban her from future gatherings. We laugh and make fun of those losers. If you aren't compatible and they are only physically attractive, then they will become mid in as little as a month and at most 6 months. If they are attractive inside and out, then it's sustainable and an absolute blast. Is being attractive genetics or efforts? No matter how attractive they may appear, someone, somewhere, is sick of their shit. It's great, no complaints. It's amazing. I consider myself very lucky. It took me a while to adjust TBH. He's definitely out of my league. It feels very obvious to me. Surprisingly, mostly men point out how attractive he is, at least in front of me. One guy came up on a cute date and said, "So, did you grab him out of a Surf magazine's top 100 handsome men?" A lot of my guy friends will just straight up ask him how he does it. When women flirt, he usually deflects attention, and I don't find it too intimidating anymore, lol. I really do think I check off a lot of his boxes he wants in a partner though. He and I spend our time in similar fashions and enjoy very similar or the same hobbies. He regularly makes me feel appreciated, which is almost harder, cause how can you be so hot and so sweet, you know? But good for me, lol. He's a 1010 keeper though. You have to ask my boyfriend. My girlfriend is extremely attractive, a real life 10. I lucked out that I matched her exact sense of humor. Basically anywhere she goes, she's being hit on. Waiters, coworkers, random people on the street, customer service reps, cashiers, etc. If I leave her alone to go to the bathroom at a bar club, 1-2 guys will have approached her within the minute I was away. It doesn't bother me on its own, but it's upsetting that she feels she can't go out in public by herself without being harassed, so I feel like I'm always on guard a little bit to intercept anyone planning to try their luck. My female friends constantly tell me how lucky I am, and my male friends always joke that I must be holding her hostage or something. It's flattering and all in good fun.